Hello, have you decided to create your own game? I decided to do same and I have been creating games for almost 3 years now. I have created a number of small projects, released 2 games and currently I'm working on another one. During this time I learned a lot about game development and today I want to share with you my 5 tips that can help you create your own game. These tips can help you if you're a beginner, but also if you already have some experience with game development. So let's get right into it. Know your scope. You've probably heard this phrase from other developers and I said it too because it's very important. We all want to create our own dream game and often these are very large games that require a lot of time and a lot of money. As beginner, however, you don't have enough experience and skills to create something big. That's why it's best to start with small projects such as 3D Super Mario game with 1 or 2 levels. Your first project doesn't have to be finished. Important thing is that you learn how to use the game engine you are working with or learn a little bit of programming and problem solving. So I definitely don't recommend choosing big games as your first project. What might happen is that after a while you will get stuck on a bunch of errors and lose interest in game development altogether. Don't spend too much money. My second tip is mainly for beginners. Your first project will certainly not look like AAA games because you simply won't have the budget for that. Unfortunately, there are asset stores such as Unity Asset Store where you can choose from variety of assets, whether you make RPG game, horror game or platformer game. Most assets cost money, but there are mainly high quality assets available for free. I definitely recommend using these free assets for your first project. The first game I created and released on Steam was made mostly from free assets. I only bought 2 assets which cost me a total of maybe 20 euros and the game still made a decent impression for the first game that had no budget. So my second tip is, in short, to use free assets for your first project, especially assets that you can use for commercial purposes. GDD. It stands for Game Design Document and it is a very important tool in game development. When you work on your own game, even a small project can easily turn into a complex game. In such cases, you may encounter a lot of errors and no longer you know which part of the game is related to which, or you may have idea that you want to implement in the game, but forget about it in the meantime. GDD is document in which you write down your notes in the development of your game. For example, what game will be about, what tasks are in the game, what are the main characters and mechanics, and so on. I definitely recommend the documentation of development of your game, that you don't get lost later in an unmanageable project. GDD is especially useful when you want to take a break from game development, for example a week or more. After such a period of time you will forget where you left off, which is why game design document is great, because you can write it down and returning to the project will be much easier. Always prototype. If you already have idea for a game and want to make some money from it, it is important that the game is fun or has the right mechanics to engage the audience. Making such a game can take 5 months, year or even several years, and you definitely don't want to find out after 2 years of development that your idea wasn't so great and that your game won't sell because it's simply not interesting. That's why I recommend creating prototype of the game. In this prototype you will only create basic mechanics of the game that are supposed to be most important part of the game. You don't have to create beautiful environment. Important thing is to test whether your game is really as fun as you originally thought. If it is, continue with development. If not, try changing mechanics and creating new prototype, or end the development of this game and don't waste too much time on it. Another great way is to create a demo version and send it to random people who are not your friends and can therefore give you the best feedback. Take marketing seriously. If you already decided to make a game and want to earn some money from sales, don't forget about marketing. This perhaps is my most important piece of advice for every game developer, because marketing a game is just as important as developing it. If you want to make money from your game, it's important that people know about it before it's released. That's why it's important to quickly create a prototype or demo version of the game so that people can try it out, or create a Steam page as soon as possible. Please note, however, that Steam page must look nice, and it is not enough to take just few screenshots and put them on Steam. I speak from my own experience when I said that if you don't have a good Steam page, you won't attract potential customers. I also recommend using social networks such as YouTube, Instagram or Reddit for marketing. If you have a demo version, send it to your YouTubers or streamers. This can really help you get a wishlist before game is released. And if you won't support me, you can play the demo of my new game, House Remembers, which is available on Steam, and leave a wishlist. As I mentioned, demo version can really help with wishlists, and this is a graph for the last 2 weeks since I released the demo version on Steam. I collected more than 560 wishlists since the release of the demo version, so I definitely recommend that you also make demo version if you are making the game. That's all for this video. If you like the video, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, liked and comment. And I will see you in the next video.